Okay, well, good evening, everyone. It's 5:01 on Monday, February the 24th, 2025, and we're calling this meeting to order. The BEDC Board reserves the right to reconvene, recess, or realign the regular session or call executive session on order or order of business at any time prior to the adjournment. So I see everybody's here, so meeting is called to order, and we will take public comments first, and I believe that Ms. Womble, you have public comment here.
Well, I got to start in these chambers this morning and get to end in these chambers. So this is long overdue, but you guys had your board meeting the Monday after our Bastrop Regional Business Summit. You didn't meet in December. January, the date got changed, and I was on vacation, so here I am in February. But I just want to tell you thank you for the partnership with the Bastrop Regional Business Summit. It was our first time event. We had 106 people registered for it. The survey that we got back from the participants was extremely positive, with the financial panel, the panel talking about why Bastrop, why people are building here, and then all the educational opportunities from SCORE. So I just want to thank you for your investment. Thank you for being a title sponsor of this event. We're so excited about the Governor's Small Business Summit coming up, and so we are going to shelve that program for this coming year because we feel like it's a little bit repetitive, but we're going to bring it back in 2026 and keep it going. So again, I just want to thank you for your sponsorship and appreciate the partnership with the BEDC.
Thank you very much. All right, very good. Okay, at this time we are going to go ahead and go into executive session. The Bastrop EDC Board of Directors will meet in a closed executive session pursuant to the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, to discuss the following. Number one, Section 551.071, consultation with attorney on Project Fiesta. Number two, Section 551.071, consultation with attorney on the Bearded Bakery loan from the Revolving Loan Fund. Number three, Section 551.087, deliberations regarding economic development negotiations, and Section 551.072, deliberations regarding real property, which is the LS Electric. The Bastrop EDC Board of Directors will reconvene into open session to discuss, consider, and or take any action necessary related to that. And it is 5:04 right now. Okay, it is 5:31 now on Monday, February the 24th, and we are back in open session. There are no actions out of the executive session, so we will move on over to 4, the director's report, and she's not here, so. Angela? Did she leave a?
There's something in the slide deck if you want to see it. Cece can forward it, or we can just skip it since she's not here.
Yeah, we'll just we'll let her talk to us about it next time.
Okay. Cece, you can
Presentation.
skip that one. Go on to 5. Thank you.
Number 5A. Okay. Okay. Receive a presentation from Community Action Inc. of Central Texas regarding training programs.
Thank you for allowing us to be here today. Again, I'm Jackie Banks, and I'm with Community Action for almost 3 years now, and a very proud member there. Anyway, I'm here to talk to you today, briefly, of course, about, and thank you, Sylvia, thank you so much. Oh, Angela, I'm sorry. For having us here today. We really appreciate it. And some of you I know, some of you I don't know, but anyway. And I think my presentation is up. Good, you can see that. I'm here to talk to you about transforming lives through adult education. And I know some people don't even realize what we do here in Community Action, but we play a vital role in driving impact in Bastrop County. We have served over 600 students in the past year with over 15,000 hours. That's a huge impact in this community. And we want people to know about that. 600 lives in this county is a big difference, and a lot of those people live right here in the city of Bastrop, Texas. We empower through education. A lot of our students start with us. They start out taking ESL classes, and from the ESL classes, they are able to learn English, and that helps them either get a better job, just even get a job here. And then those that don't have high school diplomas, they're able to go into our GED classes. And in our GED classes, they're taking social studies, English, science, and math classes, and that's going to help them in their jobs along the way. And so we're teaching them those things here. Our teachers are passionate and caring about what they do, and so our students are getting a good education. We're not just giving them any education, we're giving them a good education. From there, many of our students go into our career training classes, and in career training classes, they can take the EMT. We have now EMR classes, which is an upscale from EMT. We offer security guard training, bookkeeping, accounting, a Microsoft Office certification, phlebotomy, and just depending on what funding we get, sometimes we offer additional classes. Also, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce our people that were here. I apologize. I will introduce them towards the end, and I'll do that. So once they get their GED, we help them get into job placement, and you will find them working in any sector around this county, whether it's in public safety, doctor's offices, lawyers' offices, ambulance services, small businesses, which generate dollars, tax dollars. They also upscale in their current position. We have many of our students that go on to work with the school districts. So we also are expanding opportunities. We offer expanded classes. This past year, we added 4 new classes last year, school year. This school year, we are adding 4 new classes again. One of those classes came but at the request of an employer here in Bastrop County. It was the Hampton Hotel. They contacted us and asked us if we could offer some ESL classes for their employees, and we took that on and said, yes, we'll do that, and it's been going very well. So I just want to acknowledge that. We also, this year, starting this year, we're integrating digital literacy into our classes because students need that. No matter what they're going to do, they will need digital literacy skills. So we integrated that into all of our classes, and we're also in the process of expanding community partnerships. We have a lot of partnerships, but we have to expand so that we are meeting the needs of our students and we are where our students need to be going. Thank you. We are serving adult learners, and that we also serve young people as young as 16. They have to be court referred. our kids like drop out of school sometimes, and they need to go get back in school, and so we often get court-referred people come into our programs at 16. We have 17, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and so our program serves and meets those needs as well. And you can see from our slide that we served, in 23-24, we served 325 English language learners for over 7,000, with over 7,000 hours. We served GED students of 253 with over 5,500 hours, and our career training participants, we served 44 with over 2,600 hours of training. After we do all this training, we celebrate. We celebrate success. And that's what gets people motivated and encouraged to go on. When we can celebrate their success, it's important. I mean, we all like to be celebrated. And so we have our annual graduation over at the PAC Center. And I think this past year, Angela came to our graduation ceremony with over 250 people there. It was wonderful. There were tears, there were balloons, there was cake, there were cookies and punch and all kinds of delicious food, and people just happy to see their families doing well and moving forward in their lives. So it's important. What we do is truly important. We continue to motivate them to not only complete that, but to go on and do something else. We've partnered also with Capital Idea in the past year, so students can actually continue on into college and obtain a college education if they so choose, or they can go into employment. So what I have for you today, also I have a success story from the first student. Did I miss a page there? No, I didn't. Sorry.
My name is Patricia Lewis, and I am a former student of Community Action in Bastrop, Texas. And I graduated in 2021 with my GED, which was one of the best accomplishments that I have ever made in my life. Let me start off by saying that I was a high school dropout, and at the age of 40, after I had already started a family and had 3 children, at the time, ages 1, 3, and 15, I decided to make the decision to go back to school so I could be a good example for all 3 of my girls, to show them how important their education was, and to show them that anything is possible. So I went back. Like I said, I received my GED in 2021, and after I received my GED, I went back to school with Hartwell University, and I am currently working on my Bachelor's of Science to become a teacher at an elementary school. I am so proud of myself, guys. I recommend Community Action so much. They were such a great help. They were so positive and uplifting and willing to pretty much do anything that they could do to make sure that you got where you needed to be in order to be able to pass your GED test. Glenda, you're amazing. Margarita, Cindy, I love you guys. Y'all are all so awesome. I felt like not only did I have teachers and leaders to lead me to be successful, but I also made friends along the way, which was great too. I would definitely recommend Community Action to anybody who is seeking to get their GED. They're, like I said, extremely helpful, and they will figure out a way, even if you think it's not possible, to get your GED. Because I will tell you, this is proof. Anything's possible, yay! Thank you.
That's Patricia's story. And we also have a student that came today, and her name is Sarah Allen, and she's going to come up and speak to you for a couple of minutes.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Like she said, my name is Sarah Allen, and there's a list of my accolades over here on the slides. I first started engaging with Community Action specifically for the emergency medical technician training, and that was when we moved down here. My husband, me, and our daughter, then 3 years old, we moved down to Bastrop County due to his work, but I had always wanted to get into the medical field. That being said, I had a lot of training growing up, specifically from my childhood and my parents and what they did, because they were first responders. I started out with the emergency medical technician training by visiting an academy that partners with Community Action, and I saw the grant available class, which Community Action sponsors. I immediately signed up for that before I had actually officially moved down here. It was like the weekend before when I was visiting in order to get some stuff arranged and straight. Classes started within 2 weeks, but I was ready to hit the ground running. And that I so did, because I went from emergency technician training to get my security guard training. I am now up to level 4 security officer, which is a personal protection officer. I then was able to have a career path that allowed me to work in schools. I work at the school that my daughter goes to. I've been able to help those kids daily, both with education in the industry, in the field, any issues they have, any questions they have, both medically, if they're concerned, if it's an emergency, or we're just calling their parents, things like that. I've been able to give back to my community, serve in a way that this career has been coherent with my family. It's been growth to the community. And in the first year after receiving my EMT training, I was able to receive 3 life-saving awards directly resulted from just medical care given in Bastrop County. That was given to me by my chief level officer boss, and he's very big on making sure we get our accolades because he knows that recognition keeps us going. That being said, I did finish my advanced EMT training, and I'll be taking my National Registry exam within the next month or so. From there, I hope to continue in this field and hopefully become a paramedic. I am a law enforcement officer. I did just finish that as well. So Community Action in and of itself, they gave me the immediate door into the career path that I wanted. It opened more opportunities both in the field and in hospital clinical settings. At any time, I can go to multiple hospitals with such a need, both in our community and surrounding areas and rural areas, in order to provide for them as well. So that being said, I recommend Community Action for all of their growth because they benefit the students themselves with the support to start and to finish and continue on growing. Just that one class that I started with has been 2 years of continuous training in this field, and therefore I've become a competent first responder in accordance with everything that they provide. So I appreciate everything they've done. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. When you invest in community action, you're investing in people like Sarah, investing in people like Patricia, you're investing in our community. It's important. On our next slide, these are some of our partners that partner with us. HEB donates to us for our graduation yearly. We work with 5 schools in Bastrop School District. Bastrop County Cares, we just got a grant with them. We're doing a transitions class. Bastrop Sheriff's Office, we are doing a GED class at the jail. We'll be starting this year, actually next month. We have 4 classes out at Elgin, ACC, and Elgin. And of course, you know who the Bastrop EDC, you know who those people are, thank you. Also, I want to say that investing in community action is investing in Bastrop's future. You know we're growing. And so as you grow, our program is growing too. And there are greater needs. We get more and more people every day that's coming into our community. And surprisingly, I'm always surprised the number of people that don't have even a high school diploma. Whatever reason, they dropped out of school. And so we're there to serve those people. Someone has to serve them. It's great when we see people go to college. You know, I wanted my kids to go to college, but the reality is not everyone's going to go to college. Not everyone's going to finish high school. So what's the plan for those people? And so community action serves those people. I wanted to introduce you to the people that came to support today. I'll start with our Adult Education Director. She's actually brand new. She just started in January. Her name is Dr. Mary Helen Martinez out of San Marcos, and I do want her to come up and say a word. Also, Monty May is here, and Monty is the IET coordinator for the career training classes and works with the program like that Sarah went through. And Dale Burke, most of you probably know Dale Burke. He's a local community guy, and he's our career counselor, helps get our GED students into the classes and helps follow up with them to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do, to make sure they get their GEDs. So Dr. Martinez, And again, I want to end with this, that when you support us, you're giving us opportunity to increase and offer a wider range of GED classes, ESL classes, career training classes. You're allowing us to empower students to improve their economic self-reliance and to contribute to the growth of this community. And you are an integral part of what we do. And so I hope that you will continue our funding and continue to support us and just be what we need. 'Cause we need you.
Thank you, Jackie. I just wanted to say just a few words about Community Action. We've been in existence. It's a nonprofit, a social service agency that's been around over 60 years. We celebrated our 60th anniversary, so we've seen quite a bit as far as state and federal funding. And adult education is over 25 years old now, and we've been in your community for about, is it 20 years though now, maybe 20 plus years now. And so we just feel privileged to be in your community. We're making an impact in your community, in the students' lives, as you heard one of our students. So we're just thrilled to be here, and we truly, truly appreciate any support. Our funds are limited, as always. We could never serve the capacity that we have. We have so many people on waiting list, and so the more we grow, the more funding we need. So we appreciate any assistance and any support from your council. Thank you so much. Do you have any questions for me?
Just a curious question. Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'll go way back here then. Okay. So do you basically just go to different locations to do the training programs and whatnot, so you don't have your own facility? It's more of you just go where it's needed, whether it's the jail or at a high school or other locations, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct. We're guests at several places. Yes. And the partners that you saw, a lot of them give us classroom space.
That was actually my question. He stole it. But thank you guys for what you do. It sounds amazing. You can tell that you guys are passionate about it and dedicated to it. So I appreciate it.
I just want to say, since you were talking about the Hampton Inn, and y'all know that I am the general manager at the Hampton Inn, they have been coming out and doing classes for non-English speaking for a while now. And oh my gosh, the improvement, I cannot tell you what a change it's making in those people's lives. And then you are going to intern when they are done, going to do the same thing by providing Spanish classes for the non-Spanish speaking employees. And that's kind of open to the public when you do that, right? Can people come in from anywhere in the community? Yeah. So if you want those classes, contact the hotel and we'll get you the details on that, right? Totally free, no cost to anyone.
Do you have records on the number of City of Bastrop residents of the 600 or so that you've served in the last year?
No, I apologize. I can't tell you how many of Bastrop residents, but I can tell you that the majority of them are Bastrop residents.
Okay.
The greater group comes from Bastrop. The second largest will be from Elgin. Those will be the two greater groups that we serve.
And you determine that by the mailing address says Bastrop, Texas?
Mm-hmm. Right, when they register.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And by the county.
We can get you that number.
Yes.
The mailing space that goes for Bastrop, Texas is significantly larger than the city itself is. And so we'd have to find a way to segment those. And off the top of my head, I don't know how one would do that, but
Maybe zip codes? I don't know.
It's the same.
same.
I think that's what he's saying, is that the zip code is much larger than the city limits.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, it's one zip code.
Yeah, we just have one zip code.
It's like somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
We could probably get a map though and figure out where the students are coming from though. I mean, there's a way we could do that.
Yeah.
We could get that information to you.
Yeah, if I had to do it, I would plot them on a map and see which ones fit within and then go from there, yeah, but.
In fact, if you don't mind, why don't you go ahead and get with our staff and start looking at that information and just get with Sylvia, get with Dory or Angela, and just kind of give us an idea, to John's point, of how many are actually in, you know, like city limits, and that could be done by address, obviously, right? That would just help us, I think. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we will now move to 5B, receive quarterly retail update provided by the Retail Coach and HDL companies.
We'll begin including these updates quarterly instead of monthly because they'll be more impactful that way. First up is the update from Retail Coach. A lot of information remains the same for last month, which is another reason why we'll move these to quarterly. They did include the update from their visit to ICSC, which I also attended and found very helpful in making connections. Next, the report from HDL. Do you mind changing to the next one? That's our data analysis platform for revenue management for sales, use, and transactions tax. And this one-page snapshot provides a high-level overview of sales tax trends in the city. So when we speak to data and when we speak to trends around sales tax, this is just a really good overview for the board to keep up with on a quarterly basis. And once again, we will include both these reports quarterly moving forward.
Dora, if you don't mind, go back one slide, please.
Sure.
I just want to make sure I understand something here.
This one?
No,
One more?
there we go. Well, enough.
One more?
There
were
we
three,
go. So,
yes.
explain to us what a QSR concept
Oh,
is.
yes, that's a quick serve restaurant.
Thank
so think
you.
Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Yes, think drive-through, think pop-in, pop-out restaurants. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
all right. Just want to make sure I understood what it meant.
So Dory, these slides were not in our packet. We got the graphs. I didn't see these explanations.
These are literally a cut and paste from what was in your packet. It was just a way for me to get it up on the presentation. So I had to cut one page into three.
I got it. I did think. Got it.
Okay. That's all from me. Thank you.
Well, we are going to move up in business.
I have one more
sorry.
question for her. So on the Amazon services, that's just like me going on Amazon every day buying.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
They're usually one of the highest
Literally.
sales tax generators in every city.
Thank you for all that tax revenue.
So that generates tax revenue, me going on Amazon every day.
Yes,
literally.
ma'am.
It's by point of where the delivery occurs. So if you're outside the city, these microphones.
They're awful hot. They're awful loud.
Yeah. I think it was prior to 2019. It depended on a lot of different things. But right before COVID, the state of Texas passed a law that wherever it's delivered to is who gets the sales tax. So, yay.
Okay. And then the Stewart C. Irby Company, where is that? Because that was
That's an electric company. If you are headed west on 71, you'll see them on the right-hand side. They have great branding.
Is
on
it like
their,
an orange sign?
That's
kind of?
correct.
Yeah.
And they're actually a global supplier for electric equipment. A very interesting company. I met with them just recently.
Okay, cool. And then I Googled the other one is TJ Maxx, Marmax Operating.
That's right.
That they're on our top 10 list there. It's kind of surprised at this rank with Home Depot being number 1. Does that fluctuate just depending?
I'm afraid I can't answer. I'm not sure how in the weeds I can get about this because if you get into the weeds of it, it actually, Mr. Charlie, yo.
I think I can say, though, remember what we heard this morning? Construction costs are up. The cost of lumber is up 45%. Well, then so will sales tax. So,
Gotcha.
yes, it will fluctuate. If and when the cost of construction comes back down, I would imagine.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
That's all.
Very good. Well, I'm going to move up. Instead of 6A, we're going to go to 6C because they're still here, and I want to make sure we talk about this. Consider an act on resolution R 2025-0004 of the Bastrop Economic Development Corporation approving a professional services agreement with Community Action, Inc. of Central Texas. So if you will bring up the resolution and talk to us a little bit about it?
So for the last several years, I want to say it goes back to 2020, we have been funding community action in one amount or another in order to help increase our workforce availability, because the programs that they provide, such as GED, English as a second language, those kinds of programs help us with our workforce. It helps increase the number of people who are available to work. So we have been doing that every year, and this year Sylvia has we've included in the budget for this year the amount of $25,000 for them, and this is just the resolution and the agreement to make it official. It has gone through the legal. Mr. Zach has reviewed and edited the resolution, and he can answer any questions that you have of a legal nature.
So Mr. Zek, Mr. BEDC attorney. So this agreement doesn't seem to fit under the two items that allow us to fund workforce development in the law. And so it may fit in another place. So what do we have to find as a body in order to say that we can spend money on this item? And is that in the whereas clauses currently?
So a copy of the resolution isn't in the packet?
There is one, yes.
Okay, I just looked at the packet online and it didn't show me a copy of the resolution.
It's page 53 of
53,
the packet. Yeah.
okay, wow, that's, when I clicked on the link, it didn't go to that. Okay.
And what I was guessing you were going to tell us is that we could, the BEDC could find that this item contributes to economic development because we are a city under 20,000 people or something like that. But that is not in the whereas clauses, so I just wanted to tie it together.
Yeah, we could absolutely, yeah, so two points, and I don't know how much of this you want to get into open, but I'm happy to, recite the statute. Because workforce training, so the section that you referenced, the under 20,000, has the same requirement as section, as section 501, 102, projects related to certain job training, that promotes development and expansion of business enterprises, which is the same under the under 20 population. Which one it fits under, it could fit under both. The only big question for 501, 102 is you have to do 501, 102 consistent with 501, 162, which says if it's a business enterprise, you have to have all these other findings, right? And they're a nonprofit. And so I believe that they're not a business enterprise under 501, 162. Either way, same requirement, promotion of expansion of business enterprises. And you're correct, it does not state that in the resolution. That can certainly be amended as a specific finding if this board so chooses, and we can include that as part of the findings, that this does promote expansion of development and expansion of business enterprises.
I was seeing 501(162) as mandatory, but it's only mandatory for a corporation.
For a business enterprise, that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I see how you got there.
I think that's a good thing. I'm not sure.
No, it is. It is.
Okay.
No, I just, I remember these pieces in my mind, and
Sure.
I'd always walked away with, but you have to have a written agreement that says that they're going to hire the person after they're trained, and we don't have that here, and how does this fit?
Yeah.
But it says a corporation.
Yeah. What it says is a business enterprise, and that's not clearly defined within the statute.
Yeah.
But if you look at how business enterprises is generally defined in other places, even for nonprofit corporations, so long as they're not like competing in the
Right, business
for-profit
enterprise.
area, then they're not going to be a business enterprise.
Got it. And so by finding that they're not a business enterprise, which is in the resolution, in the whereas clauses, we don't have to apply 162.
Yes, sir, that is
Bingo.
correct.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any further questions from anybody? Well, then I'll be looking for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second the motion.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, the motion carries. All right, very good. Okay, we will get back now to 6A, approval of the meeting minutes from the joint meeting with City Council and the regular board meeting on January 27th, 2025.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
So I need a second, I'm
I'll s-
sorry. My
I'll
apologies.
second.
Okay, got ahead of myself there. All right, now, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. Very good. All right, 6B, receiving the monthly financial report for January 2025.
Good evening. Okey-doke. This is a presentation of the unaudited financial reports as of January 31st. To start with, this is a synopsis of, let help if I'm on the right page, of just January. For the month of January, revenue exceeded projections by 66,000, while expenditures were under projections by 107,000. As we look at the year-to-date synopsis, revenue has exceeded projections by a total of 226K. However, expenditures have also exceeded projections by almost 975,000. This is a result of the MOCA and technical adhesion payment.
Excuse me, can we go back one slide, please? I had a question on that. Well, it was the very first slide that you showed that showed the January expenses. You're going forward. We need to go backwards. You're buying the first round. Thank you very much. Okay. On interest income, you projected 20,833 last month, and that's what shows up today. Our actual was 55. How did we miss $30-something thousand in
Agreed.
projected income when we already know what our investments are?
This is just for the month. This isn't for the year.
No, I get that.
But investments, there is a lot of money setting in investments. The interest rate varies on the different pools that the money's set in.
But
it's
don't we forecast what we're going to get through the projections?
on the interest rate.
Yeah. I'm just curious. It seems to me that if we do projections, we know how much money we have in the bank. We do projections, and we're off by double.
Chair
It's
Spencer,
good.
if you don't mind me interjecting, I think
Yeah.
this subject has come up in previous meetings between Frank and the previous CFO and me. They undershot us on interest income for one thing. They played it very safe because they expected the feds to bring the interest rate down. And it did not come down as far as we thought it would, so our interest has actually been a lot better than we had anticipated. And then we also had much better sales tax than we had anticipated as well.
Sales
So those
tax,
come
I
down.
understand. I'm just,
Right.
I'm just getting at the project. Go ahead.
What about the cell tower lease? That's another thing where we're way high for the month. It's a much smaller dollar amount, but percentage-wise, it's a pretty big number. It's a, full third.
Double all, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and so, is that not a fixed number on a
I
monthly
believe
basis?
that has to do with timing more than anything else.
Okay.
But we are receiving royalties the last 2 years or so that was not a thing before. So we haven't been budgeting for that because it kind of goes up and down.
Okay.
And so that's kind of gravy. That is not part of the original contract.
No, I mean, all these numbers being higher than expected and substantially higher is on one hand wonderful, but on another hand, it's like, you know, some of them are like, wait, shouldn't we know this answer? You know, why did we miss it? So it's.
Will y'all stop
Thank you.
complaining about too much money? I'll take all the excess.
No, but budget is meant to be a true synopsis, and if you're not truly capturing your revenue, then you're not utilizing your full use of expenditures. So your point is very valid.
Okay, and now we're going to get to the not-so-fun stuff. It's going to be the expenses. So we projected maintenance repairs of only right under $700, and they were, oh gosh, I don't know, a couple of magnitudes bigger than that, 21,000? Just a slight explanation, please?
The finish out of the new office building was not budgeted for, because when we passed the budget way back in July-ish, we did not anticipate it.
So should we do some kind of a budget amendment? I mean, we've got higher tax collection, we've got the,
Yes.
you know, the big $1 million
Yes, sir.
land rebate. I mean, because this doesn't need to look as off as it is if we did a budget amendment.
You are absolutely correct, and Laura and I talked about that last week. In fact, you're going to bring it back in March, April timeframe to the city council?
We want to do it in April, so it'll be consistent with the quarterly budget amendments.
Thank you for the explanation.
Would the
That
board
makes
like to
sense.
see the budget amendment first? We can plan on that in March and then take it to city council in April.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, works for me. Thank you.
Can I get you to go to the next slide? Oh, I have it. Okay. This is the year-to-date synopsis as of January, with revenues exceeding projections by $226K, as well as expenditures exceeding projections by $975K as a result of the MOCA and TA contract. This is also going to be included in the budget amendments because it really miscues numbers right now until we get those two payouts included. This is the sales tax allocation. So far, we have collected 41% of the projected sales tax for the year as of January.
41% of the annual tax we got in January?
No, by January.
As of January.
As of January.
As a collective year-to-date total. Here we go.
Chair Spencer?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
That's a fiscal year. And it gets confusing because the comptroller's office goes by calendar year.
Thank you.
This is kind of your balance sheet that shows your fund balance. There will be some changes upcoming to this. No action was taken from the Project Fiesta. The AEI tech has been canceled, so that'll come off. And we're also going to be removing MOCA and TA for this. So next month, this sheet will have a lot of movement. As a sum of the capital outlay, as the business park improvement, that project is wrapped up, so the remaining balance will just roll into your fund balance. Accutronic site has not submitted a plan as of yet. The sports complex project, that project is wrapping up. That final will be paid out in February, and then the remainder of that will roll into your available fund balance. City drawdown projects. This says Blakey is at a 200 design. That should actually be 100% design. We're awaiting a land acquisition for Blakey. The downtown lighting project is complete. We will finish those transfers and you'll see that line item finish. Agnes and the intersections are complete.
That's a long time ago. Okay, great. Any questions? John, you look like you have a question coming. All right. Thank you. Let's see here. Got that one. Okay. So we now go to 6D, consider and act on approval of an edited city council policy regarding the Bastrop Economic Development Corporation.
Okay. Okay, board, if you'll recall, at the strategic planning meeting on January 13th. Did I get that right? Okay, I know it was my first day back. Ms. Carrillo took us through a strategic planning goal-setting activity, okay? And part of that was to take the existing policy from 2022 and redline it. I have those red lines here if anybody needs a reminder of what that looked like. But in your packet is the finalized version that she would like the board to bless so that she can then take it to City Council tomorrow night for actual approval of a resolution approving the updated policy. The clean policy's in the packet, but I can't bring it up on the screen. It's not in the deck. It's in the packet.
In the packet? Okay.
Yes, sir. And if you want red lines, I have them in my hand.
Yeah.
I just want to add that these also include the changes that were discussed during the joint session between council and the BEDC.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay. All right.
The red line help at all? It's not red, it's blue, but all we did was take it, we cleaned it up. I drafted a resolution. Charlie blessed it.
Yeah, this is what we discussed in that meeting, okay. Okay. Come on. I hate this thing.
So just to clarify, board, we took the red lines, cleaned them up, reformatted everything, made it pretty, drafted a resolution to go along with it, sent it to legal counsel. They blessed it, and it is ready for council approval tomorrow night. So if you have any changes to it, we'll need to let council know.
It all looked, I read through it today, it all looked on point with what we discussed, so I have no changes.
Okay, where is the resolution? Or is, I guess, we don't need a resolution.
We don't have a
just need
resolution,
approval.
sir. It's the resolution we drafted was for council. This is basically just a blessing, if you
okay.
will. So I believe the action
Motion
is
to bless.
motion to send to city
I
council
like
for
that.
their
Motion to
approval.
bless.
It's-
Good one.
Second John's
Okay,
blessing.
Mr.
All right.
What is the recommendation that reads in the packet, if anybody has it open?
Well, I guess the
believe
recommendation is that we go ahead and accept it, we approve this.
Motion to send the updated policy to Bastrop City Council for
Ding,
approval.
ding.
There we go.
Second that notion.
All right, any debate on that? Very good, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? John's deal goes through. Thank you, John. All right, well, that leads us to adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
That was quick, we're adjourned.
I second that.
All right, thank y'all. 6:15.
6 o'clock.